This is the Nike Zoomfly version 6, Nike's latest hybrid training and racing shoe. There's so much hype around this shoe with some bold claims about the substantial improvements versus the outgoing version 5. Version 5 was a flop for so many runners. Overweight, bulky and slow, and Nike have really been losing the ground in this super trainer segment, with other brands really upping their game recently. But in comes the Zoomfly version 6 at a competitive price, big updates and a bold redesign as well. So is it a return to form for Zoomfly, or are Nike going to miss the mark again? Well, I'm really excited to bring you this video. Now before we start, I bought this shoe 100% with my own money, as we do with everything here on the channel, to give you my completely unbiased and honest review. Thank you so much to everyone that likes and shares our videos, and also check out my website benparks.com, where you can find awesome training plans, new technical tees, the best running hats anywhere in the world to help with your running, thousands of 5-star reviews, and we ship to all around the world. Feel free to use code YouTube10 for 10% off your order. Right, let's get started with the Nike Zoomfly version 6, going through all the differences between this and the outgoing version 5. We'll put up what the version 5 looks like up on the screen now. As you can see, there's been some big design changes here. Version 5 had that recycled Zoom X foam and an EVA blend in there, but now we've got a full-length slab of Nike's flagship Zoom X foam with an EVA foam underneath it. A really nice update. We've got a completely redesigned upper to the shoe here as well. It's now 10% lighter. The version 5 was so overweight, it really was quite a heavy shoe. And we've now also got a slightly higher stack height, a little bit more foam underneath the shoe to increase that poppiness, that responsiveness, but it's also unfortunately £10 more expensive. Right, let's get stuck into all of the facts and figures. So the purpose of a shoe like this is your everyday race shoe, as a shoe that is designed to get your key training workouts in, and also that one that you can rock up to a race and feel like you've got a really good shoe on the bottom of your feet. Price wise, this shoe sent me back £155, ordering off the Nike website here in the UK. 42mm stack height, so just above that legal limit. Not that that worries the vast majority of runners. You've got an 8mm drop overall. Weight wise, this is coming in for me at 322 grams in my UK size 12. The Zoomfly 5 was 359 grams per meter, 37 gram decrease, around about 10% lighter. The upper of the shoe, we've got 2 layers of a woven mesh, really hugs the top of the foot really nicely. It's partly gusseted and the tongue is stitched slightly into the upper, but it really does hold in place really quite nicely. Midsole wise, on top here, we've got a layer of Nike's Zoom X flagship Peber base midsole. Stupidly, not where it says Zoom X. Where it says Zoom X on the shoe, that is where we have Nike's SRO2 EVA foam, which is a lot more hard wearing, a lot more durable, not quite as bouncy and poppy. So we've got the poppy responsiveness in the Zoom X on the top, and then that durability with the EVA foam on the bottom there. A really nice mix of the two. We've got Nike's carbon fiber fly plate sandwiched between those two foams. Outsole wise, we've got a rubber waffle type outsole here, a big chunk of rubber at the front of the shoe here, and also 2 sections at the back of the shoe there for the heel strikers. Really great for some winter grip. There are no different widths available at the moment, but there's a surprising amount of width in this shoe. So if you are a runner with slightly wider feet, you don't need to worry about this one. There are different men's and women's versions available. Personally, I quite like this black colorway, and really nice pairing it with my all new long sleeve technical running tee available on benparks.com. Perfect for that autumn and winter training. As I said, feel free to use code YouTube10. I went for exactly the same sizes. I've gone in for the Alpha Fly and also the Pegasus Turbo and the regular Pegasus, all fitting very, very similarly. Right, let's get stuck into all of my likes. My first like with this shoe, it has a brilliant comfort and speed ratio. The heel counter at the back of the shoe, it's got a good amount of padding for that really nice lockdown. No issues at all with any slippage, no blisters, no hot spots. The foot felt really secure and there's no need for any heel lock lacing or anything like that. The plate that you get in the Zoomfly isn't super stiff like the plate you get in the Vaporfly or the Alphafly. The Zoomfly is a lot softer and a lot bouncier, but not quite all out as fast and stiff as you get in the Vaporfly and the Alphafly. The plate gives a lot of stability with the shoe, but also a good amount of speed in there as well. I've been really surprised at the relative effort levels versus the pace I'm getting out of the shoe. It's just going a lot faster than the effort I'm putting in, so I've been really pleasantly surprised. And I also think with the comfort levels that this shoe is delivering, it's also going to be a really good option for those long runs, picking up the pace, marathon pace blocks, some easy pace blocks, or just a shoe that you can wear for a very long time during your marathon training. Coming on to my second point here, I did allude to it a little bit in the first one, but it's just a surprisingly quick shoe. The weight decrease here has been significant, and it's very much welcomed. It's always a big tick in my book. The weight feels now right for this type of shoe. The rocker gives a lovely feeling through the foot strike and leads to a super smooth turnover as well here. And I actually found myself looking forward to the next rep. Some of these reps I'm doing on the screen, these are around about mid 325 kilometer pace, so quite fast reps here. And I was like, bring on the next one. I've really been enjoying picking up the pace in this shoe. The midsole mashup is really responsive and you can cruise for a long time. Whatever pace you want to go at, you can just dial it in and this shoe just goes up there and it gets it done. My final like with the shoe is the value. Not only the price, but it appears to be very well built. It doesn't necessarily look like the best quality shoe in the world, but so far it looks really durable, really feel like it's been put together very well. I'm just not sure I love the upper material here, but it works well. It just doesn't look quite right to me, but it's performing really quite nicely. It may get a little bit hot in the summer, but how we are here in the winter, the airflow through it is actually quite nice. Carbon plates at this price point are really quite hard to find, but at this sort of price point, Nike have delivered a really competitively priced shoe, and it's £10 cheaper than the Pegasus Plus, and that doesn't have a plate. And for the vast majority of people, they're going to get a lot more value out of this cheaper Zoomfly version 6. It's a lot more versatile, can pick up the pace a little bit better, can look after your legs a little bit better as well. And all around, it's a lot faster shoe. But it's not all smiles here, as always on the channel. A couple of dislikes to take you through here. The first one being, in typical Nike sort of style, it's a little bit noisy. A lot of you have commented on my Instagram when I put some shorter form content up about the shoe so far. It's just something to note. This waffle outsole grip is really good. When I've been testing it out in slightly wet conditions with some leaves and things around, I have absolutely no issues with any sort of slippage or anything like that. So a great winter training option. But just to note, it is a little bit on the noisy side. It's not very necessarily slappy at all, it's just a little bit loud. And my second dislike with this shoe, again, it hasn't really affected me, but the rear stability of the shoe might put off some heel strikers. If you are striking at the back of the shoe, it's just going to be a little bit unstable through the foot strike. Again, I'm a mid-foot striker, so it's been absolutely fine for me, but maybe something to consider. Right, let's bring this all together with some conclusions and my final thoughts. Do I recommend the Nike Zoomfly version 6? Very much so. It's been a really good update. So well done from Nike, finally delivering a shoe that's nice and lightweight, it's responsive, it's affordable, and it's comfortable as well. And it'll be really good for a lot of runners. So is it worth the upgrade? A million times yes. This is light and day better than the outgoing model. Still, if you really like the outgoing model, you're like, should I buy this? It's all quite different. I really think you would. One thing that was quite good on the outgoing model is it was a particularly good shoe for some heavier runners. There's a lot of protection beneath your feet here. You've still got that here, but it's just a nice lighter weight package, but it's not going to bottom out, so it's going to be a really good option if you were someone that liked the version 5. And it can also cruise along at that tempo, that nice steady pace as well. So who should be buying a shoe like this? Anyone really looking for that do-it-all shoe with a carbon plate that wants an also long-lasting, highly durable race shoe that doesn't want to go out there completely breaking the bank. I think a lot of people will get some serious value out of a shoe like this. People might think of themselves as maybe more of a mid-packer. Running isn't their entire life. They don't want to spend £280 buying an Alphafly, only to then have to pair it with another shoe. Before they know it, they're spending £500 thinking, this running sport is really not as cheap as it could be. They could get something like this. It's not going to have that all-out performance of an Alphafly or a Vaporfly, but it's going to do pretty damn well. And at this price point, this could be a really good one do-it-all shoe that can really pick up the pace. Next week, we've got a video video coming up all about the best race day shoes for regular runners, and I'm sure this is going to feature in there. So get subscribed for that. That is coming up very soon. So check out this video up here for our full 2024 Nike lineup, and check out this video down here if you want to see the full review of the Pegasus Plus. Thanks very much, guys, for following on. Let me know your thoughts down below on this shoe. Will you be getting it? And what do you think about it if you have been running it so far? That's it. Keep on working hard. Keep on getting done. We'll see you very soon in the next one.